students, welcome to the online session for the subject of industrial safety. This subject of industrial safety is mainly for the students of civil engineering, particularly structural engineering, and for the student of mechanical engineering. Here we are going to discuss the each and every topic regarding the industrial safety. Whatever the topics that are given in the G2 syllabus of the subject of industrial safety will be discussed in this virtual session. We will be having a brief discussion on each and every topic. We will be discussing the practical application of this subject of industrial safety in our session also. So let's start with our session. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello students, welcome to the online session of the subject of industrial safety. We are now in the chapter number 3 of our syllabus. We have already started the fault tracing. We have discussed the steps that are involved. We have discussed the activities that are involved in the decision tree making in the previous session. Now we are moving towards the further topic of this chapter number 3. So for that, first we will see the outline of the session. So basically here are going to discuss the sequence of fault finding activity. Here we will be seeing how the fault finding activities are being arranged. Procedure to draw a diagram, we can say that particularly a decision tree diagram will be discussed. Now we are also going to start decision tree diagram of different kind of equipments. Here we are going to make the decision tree diagram of a lathe chuck that has stopped revolving. We are also going to make the decision tree diagram for the pump that fails to deliver the water. We are also going to make the decision tree diagram for a low air compression. So these are all the things that we are going to discuss in this session. So let's start with our first, that is the sequence of the fault finding activity. So what should be the sequence? So here basically all the representation should be in activities. By referring the diagram, the faults and the reason can be known. From having a glimpse to the diagram only, we can get the faults and the reasons. It will help us to decide what will cause the fault. Means from having an observation from the decision tree diagram only, we can get to know that how this fault can take place. And what is the reason can be only found only after having an observation on the decision tree diagram. While taking the decisions, 2 faulty reasons should be chosen. So this is how the sequence of the faults finding activities is being done. Further discussing, here we have an example of a sequence of fault finding activities. Here we have listed all the reasons and the faults in a block diagram only. Here in the first we can see a fault that is being represented into the block diagram. For that fault we have found 5 reasons. 5 genuine reasons are being found for that fault. We have reason number 1, reason number 2, reason number 3, reason number 4 and reason number 5. And accordingly we need to take certain decisions. Based on decisions only we need to take the final actions. So in the reason 1, if it was found faulty, then the action will be that we need to remove that fault. That reason 1 fault should be removed. And if the reason 1 is not a fault, then we should go towards the next fault. In the reason 2, if it was found that the fault is being caused because of the reason 2, means by writing the faulty, then we should remove the fault. That means we have found the fault. But if the reason 2 is not a genuine reason for the fault, then we should write not faulty. That means we should move towards the next fault. Similarly, for reason 3, if the reason was found guilty for the occurrence of the fault, then we should write faulty in the decision. That means we have found the fault, we need to remove that fault. But if that reason is not being found guilty, or we can say that it is not found responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then we should write not faulty, and in the action we should take that we should move towards the next fault. So by doing so, we need to go for the reason number 4. There also we need to take certain actions and we need to take certain decisions. If the reason 4 is found faulty, means we can say that the fault has been caused because of the reason number 4. So accordingly, we need to take the decisions, and the decision will be to remove that fault. Means we have found the fault and we need to remove it. But if the reason number 4 is not found guilty, it is not the actual reason for the occurrence of the fault, then we need to take action like moving towards the next reason. So here we will be moving towards the reason number 5. Checking should be done, and in that checking, if the observation gives such decision that the reason 5 is the main reason that is causing the fault, then in the decision we should write as faulty, and in the action corresponding to that decision will be to remove the fault. But if the reason number 5 is not causing the fault, then in the decision we should write that it is not faulty, and in the action it should be such that go to the next reason. So this is how the general sequence of fault finding activities is being done, and in this way the decision tree diagram are being prepared. So moving towards the next type of decision diagram, that is of the lathe chuck stop revolving. There is the lathe chuck that has stopped revolving. Why this fault has occurred? Let's discuss. So here the fault is stopping of the lathe. The lathe has got stopped, and we have found many reasons. The first reason is checking of the transmission belt. So this transmission belt checking is being done, the analysis is being done, and based on that analysis we have made the decision that, for example, if it is found faulty, then corresponding to that decision, the activity that is required to be taken is to move towards the next, that is remove the fault. And if on analysis, if it is found that it is not faulty, then action corresponding to this fault or reason should be moved towards the next reason. So for that we need to move towards the next reason. Next reason is the checking of the main switch fuse. So there, if the reason is being found faulty, then we need to write in the description, or we can say that we need to take activity like remove that fault. But if this reason of checking of the main switch fuse is not being found guilty, or it is not being found the responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then we should write it as a not faulty, and we should move towards the next reason. Now moving towards the next reason, that is checking of the power supply. If the checking of the power is being found faulty, then we should remove that reason, we should remove the fault. But if it is not found guilty, it is not causing the fault, then we should move towards the next reason. The next reason is checking of the electric wiring and the switches. So we should check the wiring, electric wiring and the switches, and based on this checking, if we found that this reason of wires and switches are responsible for that fault, then in the activity we should write that remove that fault. And if it is not found responsible for the fault, then in the activity we should write that move towards the next type of reason. So moving towards the next type of reason, that is the check of the pulley and the pulley joints. So in that reason we need to check the pulley and its joints, and based on this testing, or we can say that based on this checking, if it is found that this reason of the pulley and the pulley joints are being responsible for this fault, then in the activity corresponding to this we should write remove the fault. And if the pulley and the pulley joints are not being responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then in the activity corresponding to this decision we should write move towards the next reason. The next reason will be checking of the spindle bearings. So we should check the spindle bearings, and if the spindle bearings are not responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then in the activity corresponding to this decision we should write remove the fault. And if the spindle bearing is responsible for causing the fault, then in the activity corresponding to this decision we should write remove the fault. And if the spindle bearing is not responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then in the activity corresponding to this decision we should write move towards the next reason. The next reason will be the checking of the spindle gearbox. Now after checking the gearbox, if it is found that this was the reason for the fault, then in the activity corresponding to the decision we should write remove the fault. But if the spindle gearbox is not responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then in the activity corresponding to this reason, this decision, we should write move towards the next reason. So this is how the fault in a lathe that has stopped revolving can be found. Moving towards the next type of decision tree, that is the decision tree for a pump that has failed to deliver the water. So here we have found many reasons because of which the pump is failing to deliver the water. The first is priming required. So if the priming required is being checked, the priming of the machine is being checked, and in that if it is found that priming is responsible for the fault, then in the activity we should write that remove the fault. But if the priming is not the reason that is causing the fault, then in the decision we should write that it is a not faulty, and in the action of that decision we should write move towards the next reason. Next, there is a next reason is the no water in the source. So if this reason of no water in the source means the source is having no water, if it was found guilty, or we can say that if this reason is causing the occurrence of the fault, then in the decision we should write faulty, and in the activities corresponding to that decision we should write remove the fault. But if water is being found in the source and this reason is getting not faulty, then in the decision and then in the activities corresponding to this decision we should write the move towards the next reason. Go to the next reason. In the next reason, that is wrong direction of the rotation of the impellers. So we should check for the rotation of the impellers, and if the impellers or the rotation of the impellers are being found responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then in the decision we should write it as a faulty. But if the impeller or rotation of the impeller is not found responsible for the occurrence of the fault, then in the decision corresponding to that reason we should write as a not faulty, and the action corresponding to this decision we should write go to the next reason. So now moving towards the next reason, that is the rotational speed is low. Then actually it is being found low, then we should write the decision as faulty, and there it should be written as remove the fault. But if the rotational speed is not found low, then in the decision we should write it as not faulty, and in the action we should write move towards the next fault. And next fault is the choking up of the suction line and the foot valve. So if the suction line and the foot valve are found guilty, or you can say that the fault is being caused because of this choking up of the suction line and the foot valve, actually, then in the decision we should take decision like remove the fault. But if the choking up of the suction line and the foot valve has not taken place, then in the decision we should write it as a not faulty, and in the action we should write it as move towards the next type of reason. So next type of reason is the suction and the delivery heads are more. So if actually the suction and the delivery heads are found more, then we should take the decision as faulty, and the action corresponding to the decision will be remove the fault. But if the suction and the delivery head are not found more, means it is not found faulty, then the action we should take at go to the next reason. Next reason here is the damage or the choked of the impellers. So if the impellers has found choked or damaged actually, then the decision of faulty should be written, and the action corresponding to this decision will be remove the fault. But if the impeller has not found damage actually, then in the decision we should write it as a not faulty, and in the action we should move towards the next reason. So this is how the decision tree diagram of a pump that has fails or that has stopped delivering the water should be made in this way. Moving towards the next, that is the decision tree for the low air compressor. So basically we have to find all the reasons that are causing reduction in the air compressor, that is the low air compressor is being found. So all the reasons are, first, that is the transmission belt slipping. So if actually the transmission belt is slipping, then the decision we should write it as a faulty, and the action like we should be removing that fault. But if the transmission belt are not found slipping, then we should write the decision as the not faulty, and in the action we should write go towards the next reason. Now in the next reason, that is the air leakage. If the air leakage is being found actually, then we should write the decision as a faulty, and correspondingly the action that is required to be taken is remove the fault. But if the air leakage has not been found actually, then in the decision we should write it as a not faulty, and we should take action of removing, going to the next reason. So the next reason will be the electric motor speed is low. If the electric motor speed is actually founded low, then we should take the decision as the faulty decision. Means the fault has occurred because of this only, and corresponding action that is required to be taken is the remove the fault. But if the electric motor speed is not found low, then we should write it as a not faulty reason, and we should move towards the next reason. Next reason is the air filter choke up. If actually the air filter is found choke up, then we should mark it as a faulty reason, and correspondingly we should remove the fault. But if the air filter has not found choked up, then we should write it as a not faulty, and we should move towards the next reason. Next reason is the wrong adjustment of the pressure regulating valve. So if the pressure regulating valve is been wrongly adjusted, then we should write it as a faulty reason, and accordingly we should remove the fault. But if the arrangement or the adjustment of the pressure regulating valve is proper, then we should write it as a not faulty reason, and accordingly we should move towards the next reason. Next reason is the insufficient intercooling of the air. So if the cooling of the air is being found insufficient, then we should take it as a faulty reason for the occurrence of the fault, and accordingly we should remove the fault. But if the proper cooling is being found to the air, then it will be designated as a not faulty reason, and we should move towards the next reason. Next reason is the faulty pressure gauge. So if the pressure gauge is faulted, then it will be the faulty reason. Means fault is being caused because of this only, and accordingly we should remove the fault. But if the pressure gauge is being found proper, then the decision it should be not faulty, and accordingly we should move towards the next reason. So this is how the dysentery diagram of a low air compressor is being made. So here we are ending this session. Thank you for attending the session. So here we are ending our session. Hope you have liked the session. We have discussed each and every topic in brief and also in detail. We have discussed each and every topic's practical application also. So thank you for attending the session. And if you have any kind of a doubt, if you have any kind of a query, then you can send me your doubts and queries in mail. My mail is in my YouTube channel. Do check into my YouTube channel, like it, share it, and again thank you for attending this session. See you in the next session. Thank you.